It is a beautiful Monday morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, coming to you from Carnival Radio. And this is Newspaper Review. I am Joseph Oyukola. Good morning, and welcome once again. Today, 3rd of November 2025, I came with different newspapers. I have Punch Remain, I have Vanguard, I have Nation newspaper, I have Daily Post newspaper. And before we start reading the news in details, I will first read the headlines. Before we dive into reviewing of the newspapers, let me ask you, how are you feeling this morning? How was the weekend? I hope you're feeling alright and active. You're feeling energetic this morning. It is Monday, of course. It is a new week. And as people find of saying, new week, a new blessing. And of course, it is new month. Today is 3rd of November 2025. Please do well to lay your hands on something profitable, something legal, something that will not put you in trouble, something that will not bring problem on your way. Do you understand? Welcome on the show, Breakfast Show. This is Newspaper Review. I start from the Punch newspaper. CPC blacklist 12 Nigerian governors. Other officials may face U.S. sanctions. From the Vanguard newspaper, Kano to acquire majority stake in Kedco, build 15 housing estate. PDP crisis, Makinde bloc regroups as autumn Fayose back wiki. Christian genocide, Atiku Obi, others mom as tension mounts over Trump's military invasion threats. And now to the news and details. 12 northern governors, prominent traditional rulers and senior judges are at the center of a looming diplomatic storm as the United States Congress considers a bill that can impose a far-reaching sanctions on them over alleged complicity in what American lawmakers describe as a Christian genocide and systemic persecution under Nigerian Sharia and blasphemy laws. This follows the designation of Nigeria as a country of a particular concern by President Donald Trump and his instruction to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to act without delay. This followed on Friday. Trump, in the post on Truth, lamented that thousands of Christians were being killed in Nigeria and asked Congressman Relly Moore, together with Chairman Tom Coe, and the House Appropriations Committee to immediately look into the matter and report back to him. Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act of 2025, sponsored by Republican Senator Ted Cruz, designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for religious persecution. The bill proposes direct sanctions against public officials and religious authorities accused of promoting or tolerating violence against Christians and other religious minorities. In December 2020, the U.S. Department of State designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for the first time ever due to what it termed systematic, ongoing, and egregious violations of religious freedom, violent Boko Haram attacks, and frequent ethno-religious conflict exacerbated by a judiciary system. Under the bill, introduced on September 9, 2025, the U.S. Secretary of State will, within 90 days of its passage, submit a report to Congress listing Nigerian officials, including governors, judges, and monarchs, who have promoted, enacted, and maintained blasphemy laws or tolerated violence by non-state actors invoking religious justification. For more details of the story, please visit the Punch newspaper. CPC blacklist 12 Nigerian governors, other officials may face U.S. sanctions. Meanwhile, I read from the Vanguard newspaper. The Carnival State government has approved two major initiatives aimed at boosting infrastructure, power supply, and affordable housing across the state. In a statement issued on Sunday by the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Bature, the state announced plans to acquire majority shares in the Kano Electricity Distribution Company and to construct 50 low-cost housing estates across 36 local government areas outside the metropolis. The acquisition of a controlling stake in KEDCO, according to the statement, forms part of Governor Habaiso's broader strategy to strengthen the state power sector, covering electricity generation, transmission, and distribution. Government said taking a decisive role in KEDCO's ownership would enable reforms to improve efficiency, accountability, and service delivery in an area long plagued by frequent outages and poor infrastructure. It added that the move is expected to drive industrial growth, create jobs, and attract local and foreign investment, giving Kano's reliance on stable power for economic activities. The State Executive Council also approved the presentation and adoption of the new Kano State Electricity Policy under the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy. The policy provides a framework for sustainable energy development, integrating renewable sources, improving operational efficiency, and ensuring long-term energy security. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Kano to acquire majority stake in KEDCO, build 50 housing estates. Moving forward to the Nation newspaper, where the deepening crisis within the People's Democratic Party has further widened as former governors Samuel Hotom Benue and Ayo Ekiti have thrown their weight behind the Nyesom Wiki-led faction of the party's National Working Committee. This development comes as loyalists of Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and other governors regroup to mobilize support and challenge the Wiki camp ahead of the party's national convention. In separate statement on Sunday, Otom and Fayose endorsed the PDP faction led by the National Vice Chairman North Central Abdulrahman Mohammed, while blaming the acting National Chairman Umar Damagum for the party's worsening internal crisis. Despite preparation for its national elective convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, Oyo State, the PDP remains enmeshed in internal wrangling over control of structures, zonal leadership, and convention arrangement. Wiki supporters have accused the Damagum-led leadership of bias and incompetence, citing unresolved disputes in the South-South zone and alleged disregard for micro-zoning principles. Tensions escalated on Friday when the Federal High Court in Abuja granted an interim injunction restraining the parties from holding its convention pending compliance with its institution and electoral act. Justice James Omotosho ordered the PDP to suspend all conventions preparation until further notice, a ruling that has now deepened the division within the party. This news was sought from the Nation newspaper. PDP crashes, Makinde bloc regroups as Autumn Fayose back Wiki. On to the last news on newspaper review this beautiful morning. Mixed reactions have continued to trail United States President Donald Trump threat of military intervention in Nigeria. Trump had on Friday designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern (CPC), saying that Christians in the country are facing an existential threat. The U.S. president called on American lawmakers to investigate the mass slaughter of Christians. A few hours after Nigeria was designated, Trump threatened to send U.S. forces into Nigeria with guns and blasting, stating that if Africa's most populous country does not stem what he described as the killing of Christians by Islamist extremists, the U.S. intervenes. While Trump's move triggered panic among a cross-section of Nigerians, others seemed elated by the development. Government officials, Islamic scholars, and supporters of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) are vehemently denying the genocide claims, insisting that the deteriorating security situation does not target a particular religion. To them, President Trump's move has ulterior motives, as they alleged that the decision is beyond just protecting Christians in Nigeria. However, some stakeholders, particularly Christians, welcomed Trump's move to take out the perpetrators of the alleged Christians massacre. Why? So at the time of filing this report, major national opposition leaders, especially those plotting President Bola Tinubu's removal in 2027, are yet to comment on the matter. This news source from Daily Post newspaper. Christian genocide, Atiku Obi, others mourn as tension mounts over Trump's military invasion threat. To bring the newspaper review to a close this morning, here is a recap of headlines. CPC blacklist. 12 Nigerian governors, other officials may face U.S. sanctions. Christian genocide. Atiku Obi, others mourn as tension mounts over Trump's military invasion threat. Kano to acquire majority stake in Kedco, build 50 housing estates. PDP crisis, Makinde blocks regroup as autumn files a back wiki. And with that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Google Play Store and Apple iOS. You can also go check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Jesse Foyukola. Good morning, and please do well, really do well, to enjoy the rest of your day. Have a peaceful and wonderful week.